There's a new report out from Pew Research Center on the religiosity of the American people, and the trends are both expected, but also awesome. So first, let's look at the overall breakdown here. So this is the growth of the religiously unaffiliated, which means that people say, no, I'm not a part of any particular religion. I'm unaffiliated. So as you can see there, it's about 20% of the American people now say they are non-religious. And then when you get more specific and you ask people, hey, are you agnostic? Are you atheist? You have about 5% of people say that they're agnostic. And still the number for atheism is fairly low. About 2.5% of people say they're atheists. But also I think we need to add the caveat here that I'm not sure anybody has ever really explained to these people what agnosticism is and what atheism is and what it means to be secular. In fact, I think that if you talk to the 20% of people who are nothing in particular, or maybe, 15%, let's say, of the people in the entire country, if you speak to those people, I think if somebody breaks it down for them and explains what the definitions of these things really are, then they will admit, oh yes, I am an agnostic, or I am an atheist, or I am, as I refer to myself, an agnostic atheist. Now, by the way, the reason why I make a distinction, as I've explained in the past, is that they answer two separate questions. So one question is, what do you know? And the other question is, what do you believe? On the issue of what do I know, of course I don't know, right? So therefore I'm an agnostic in that sense. In terms of what I actively believe, well, I don't live my life as if there is a God, so I actively am an atheist. I don't live my life as if there is a God. So when you explain these things to people, and when you say agnosticism means I don't know, atheism means at this moment I don't see any evidence of a God existing, I think almost all of the people who say they are non-religious would also go that next step and say, sure, I'm an agnostic or an atheist or both. So there would be a small percentage of those people, I think, even after you explained it to them, where they would say, no, look, I'm not part of a particular religion, but I am spiritual, right? They might say something like that. They have a mix of like New Age beliefs about energies and all this stuff. You see stuff like that all the time. Plenty of people who are like a watered-down version of Deepak Chopra, where they like the words transcendental and quantum, and, they try to act like God is the universe. So there would be some of those people in there too. They are non-religious, but they still have some sort of supernatural beliefs. And there are people who would say, I'm a deist, but I'm not a part of any particular religion. Deism means they believe in a God, but they don't believe in any of the particular religions as being correct. Because remember, the religions make very specific claims about the nature of reality and about who's the prophet of God and who God is three people, but is one person, and you fly bodily to heaven, and Noah lives to 900. I'm picking on Christianity here, obviously, but all the different particular religions make specific claims. So people can be deists and not be religious. So these are all different things in terms of definitions to keep in mind here. And I've always said, man, I consider my brothers and sisters on this issue, the people who are on my team on this issue, anybody who says, I'm non-religious, I'm not part of an organized religion, as long as you say that, you're my brother and sister on this interview. So I may be an agnostic atheist, but if you say I make no claim on this issue, okay, you're my brother and sister. I'm unaffiliated with a religion, but I make no claim. Okay, you're with me. You're on my team. Hey, I'm a deist, but I don't believe in the religions. Okay, great. That's fine. You're with me. Hey, I believe in energy, and I have some sort of New Age beliefs, but I'm non-religious. Okay, great. You're in my family here, right? So I consider everybody part of the secular humanist family, as long as you say, I'm not part of an organized religion. So those numbers are fantastic. Now we go to the better numbers. This is the breakdown by age. This is the most important data, in my opinion. So as you can see there, people who are age 18 to 29, 32% of them say they are unaffiliated. 32%! This would have been inconceivable in the year 1952. Okay? 32% of people age 18 to 29 say, I'm not a part of any organized religion. That's gigantic, it's growing fast, and it's going to continue to grow. That's awesome. And that says, by the way, to the GOP, ooh, you're in trouble. because their uber religiosity has been something that they dupe people over with for a long time, where they say, forget about what I'm doing with the economy, forget about how I'm robbing you, I'm with you on Jesus and abortion, so idiots vote for them, right? You're not going to be able to do that to the next generation, because the next generation doesn't buy into the premise. They don't buy into uber religiosity. So the young people are catching on, man, and we should talk about this more and discuss it more and debate it with people more and be out in the open more, because the more we talk about it, the more people will continue to be converted over to us, because I got news for everybody. We make sense and they don't. You can't beat me in a debate about religion or about God specifically when I say, look, I don't know what happens when I die, neither do you. Next question. Oh, you're going to pretend like you do? Well, you're a liar. How about that? You don't know. You're making shit up. How about that? Hey, why don't you guys join my team, the team of we admit we don't know when we don't know, and we're not delaying gratification to the next life, which there's no evidence it exists. We want you to be happy and fulfilled and successful on this earth, and that's what we fight for, making this earth as good a place as we possibly can. We're going to win that debate all day long. That's why these numbers are rising. Then you can see it's 21% for people age 30 to 49. That's still a pretty high number. And again, that number's growing. 50 to 64, it drops off to 15%. And then here, I'm going to be a dick here for a second. People age 65 and over, only 9% of them say they're not affiliated with a religion. I think that's fairly pathetic. Now, look, it is part of their culture, and they were indoctrinated into it, and it's the old school way of living that you always had this system that, you know, this is how it works, and you're taught this, and then you carry it on and teach your kids, yada, 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 yada. So there's a way to explain why older people are more religious, but I still think they're wrong, and I do think that they're kind of silly for never stopping to try to really self-regulate their own bullshit, where they never audited themselves to see, well, what beliefs do I have that are fake? What beliefs do I have that are not true? They're more than willing to point out the bullshit in other religions and speak about how, you know, they're bad and we're good, right? But they never self-corrected. They never were objective enough to look into their own beliefs in any serious way. So I'm quite hostile to the 65 and older people here who have not broken free of those cultural chains which have indoctrinated them to believe in America, at least, the religion of Christianity for the most part. So that's quite sad. But look, man, the younger generation, we're moving in the right direction. We're going to continue to move in the right direction. And it's because of science. It's because of technology. The internet is huge, man. The internet is gigantic for the secular movement because people are finally presented with arguments from non-religious people, whether it's Sam Harris or Richard Dawkins or old Christopher Hitchens clips, or they watch the Young Turks, or they watch our show, or they read all these different great blogs. It's like you're smacked in the face with reality and about being honest and admitting when we don't know, right? So that's why it's growing. It's growing because it's a popular idea, it's a smart idea, it's a genuine idea, and all I have to say to the religious people is watch the fuck out, because your time is going to be up very soon.